Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video I am finally recovering the Toyota Hypercar method. Now you may be thinking, well, long term people may be thinking, I'm sure you covered this when it first came out. I did, and the reason I kind of want to go back is because I feel like the run I was doing back then when I covered the two methods were kind of rushed and put out there and didn't really do the car justice. Now, at the time, I was thinking, yep, got to get this video out. I was in a rush. The car had just come out. We all knew it was good for money. And I kind of thought, yeah, okay, I'll just get these runs in and I'll upload it. Now, I don't think I did that car justice at all. And even to this day, I get tons of comments saying, the GR Hypercar is definitely the best. Now, yeah, we all know that. It's the fastest at Sardinia. Is it overall the quickest way to make money in the game? No. Is it the easiest? Probably, yeah. It is probably the easiest money method there is. So, after hundreds and hundreds of comments basically recommending this car, I thought, you know what, let's go and do it some justice. And I actually changed my method up, and it's thanks to Mr. MCA for this method. This kind of strategy to the race. So big shout out to him. You may already all know who he is. I know I've been watching him for years and years, well into the GT Sport days, watching his guides and such, and he's absolutely awesome. So yeah, massive shout out for him, and thank you for kind of let me get the most out of this car, I guess. Yeah, I just didn't feel like I did it justice, and with the comments coming in, I felt, do you know what, I will go back, I will give it another try, and I'll sort of review this money making method. And yes, it's very easy, it's always been good. However, those first few runs I did, where I put them both in the video, just didn't feel up to par. And obviously learning this way to do it definitely sort of not only increased the fun, but kind of improved the method as well, because that's another thing. This car was, to me, was just so boring to use for grinding money. There was just no feeling to it. It was as if like you're pressing push and go. So to be able to go back and refine this method and obviously bring it to you guys, and just get the attention out there. Like if you want to kind of give the middle finger to Polyphony, go ahead and do it, but use this car, because trust me, it is definitely the easiest way to make money in the game. If you want to buy it, it's 3 million from the Toyota dealership. Now that is a bit of a, I guess, barrier to entry for this car. However, if you have been following my money, guys, there's no reason why you shouldn't have 3 million just sat around. I always have around about 10 million. I spend tons, for like custom race videos and such. Time for the setup. It is racing hards on both. Body height adjustment, you want it at 90 and 87. Anti-roll bar, you're going to want that at 6, and then you're going to want the rear at 9. Dampening ratio compression, 30-30. Expansion, 40-40. Natural frequency, 3.50 and 4.20. Negative camber angle, 3.0 and 2.5. Toe angle outwards at 0.10 and outwards at 0.05. Now, onto the differential gear. Initial torque 5.5, acceleration sensitivity 40-40 and 5.5 at the bottom. And then you want 70 on the power restrictor, no ballast. Output adjustment, you want the fully customizable ECU at 88. Downforce at 700 and 1012, and none of this part you need to touch. Feel free to pause at any time if you struggle to follow through. I get sometimes I'm a bit quick. The event, I think we all know this by now, but there seems to be an influx of new players to GT7 that don't know where these events are. It's the Sardinia Road Course and it's the 800 PP event. Not sure how far into the game you need to get before it unlocks. So this is a strategy. You put it on fuel mix 2. For the whole race, you don't need to touch it. Essentially, what you're going to be doing is short shifting as much as possible. Now, I kind of shot myself in the foot by kind of over revving it. What you want to do is either not see the bar go and kind of listen to the sound of it, or let the bar go up the slight touch and quickly short shift. And that is just how you're going to run it the whole race. No need to just rev it up or anything as such. Just short shift as much as possible. And you've also, another thing to note with this car, you've got a hybrid power unit which basically gives you a nice big boost, but you kind of want to maintain that as well. So it's a lot more of a complex method than just running fuel mix 1 pit, fuel mix 1 pit, or fuel mix 6 and just kind of crawl around. It's a lot more complex than that. What you are basically doing is short shifting so you don't see the revs. As you can see, I'm just going a little bit too much here, and it is going to kind of basically cost me a little bit later on. And basically, as well as that, like I said, you're maintaining that hybrid power unit. Trail braking is a must if you want to keep that running until the end. Again, I was just going in a little bit too hot in the early stages, trying to like get these lap times down, and it kind of, you know, shot myself in the foot. So a little bit annoying there. However, if a couple of runs are doing this, and trust me, you'll be able to just learn it to perfection. I am definitely probably going to look at, you know, doing a few more runs, and I can guarantee within about 2 more runs I'll have it down, you know, spot on perfect, knowing exactly how much fuel I'm using and such. To kind of hit the target, you want to use about 6% of fuel per lap. So just obviously keep an eye on your percentage. Don't worry about the laps remaining. You don't need to really pay too much attention to that. As you can see, by the end of lap 1 we're up to 6th, going on to the second lap we're going to also overtake 5th. By the start of the 3rd lap we are going to overtake the leader, and we're never going to look back. So for those of you that don't know, just put it on easy. You're grinding money, you're not here for a challenge. Just, you know, you want to kind of ignore the AI and kind of treat it like a time trial, I guess. So lap 5, and we've got about 70% of the fuel remaining in the tank. Obviously this is a zero stop strategy, and the main thing you are literally concentrating on is that hybrid power unit and that fuel. As we go on to lap 6, and I'm going to start lapping cars, I've got around about 61% left. So again, I'm just pushing that a little bit too much, just letting the revs rise a little touch too much, and it will kind of backfire. Just make sure you're trail braking and short shifting. As you can see, very consistent lap times. I'm pretty much constantly in the 136s. At the end you will see them drop off a bit. That is again down to my mistake. That corner there where I've just sort of overran a bit, a little bit awkward. Just kind of focus on the boards on the right and you'll basically learn where to, you know, get that perfect braking zone. Again, the tires just will not just go anywhere. They'll pretty much stay sticky the whole race. It's all pretty much down to you driving cleanly. As you can see, we are catching some more AI, and they are side by side. Be very careful, because they will act like you do not exist, and trust me, they are very, you know, pretty much known for this event, for basically piling into the back here, throwing you into a wall, and you're just going to lose a ton of time. So yeah, just be very careful, sort of time them overtakes to perfection. If you've run this event a few times, you'll pretty much understand the lines they'll take, and you'll pretty much nail it every time. By lap 9, we're overtaking the leader for the first time, or should I say, second place car, the one that originally leads the race. We're going to lap him already. So yeah, just goes to show how consistently quick this car is. By lap 11, I'm getting stuck up in a group again. Now this is a bit of a nightmare. I was a little bit too hasty. I'm not really concentrating on my, I guess, fuel mix at this point, and this is where it really, you know, does shoot me in the foot. The fact that I'm paying more attention to, you know, the AI and kind of watching them than I am, you know, with my own, you know, short shifting and such. So use a little bit too much fuel in this stage. However, I'm just basically just timing my overtakes, so I'm not taking too many risks, and, you know, I'm avoiding getting spun around and, you know, wasting tire life and all that good stuff. So lap 12, I am now again catching another huge pack of cars. Now do not fall for this, because this, like I just said, this is where I keep going wrong. If I get stuck in a group of cars, I pay too much attention to them, and I'm not listening for that sort of short shift sound. It's got a very distinct sound. So as the revs really start to kick in, and that hybrid unit's really kicking in, you shift. Now, honestly, I can't stress it enough. Just be very careful. You know, like I said, time your overtakes, but just keep an ear out for that sound of the car. If you're obviously not watching the revs go up, just keep an ear out, and trust me, you should be able to nail it. Like I said, I did shoot myself in the foot. So we're coming around to lap 14 now, and my hybrid power unit's pretty much gone. So again, this is where I kind of pushed a little bit too hard, and I've got no boost, so I'm kind of like, I guess, a bit of a sitting duck. I'm definitely going to be off the pace now. Not only have I sort of not paid attention during the the lapping phase, I've basically just run out of my boost. As you can see, at this point, I'd overused the fuel, obviously when burning through the traffic. I went down to fuel mix 6. Feel free to do it a bit earlier. It is completely your choice. If you feel confident enough towards the end of this run, then, you know, feel free to just keep running fuel mix 1. However, if it's looking, you know, like you're not going to hit that fuel target, just dip it down. It's not going to be sort of the end of the world thing. You know, just do the short shift still, and you should have enough fuel to get round. As you can see, I've got very minimal amount of fuel for this whole lap. I believe I started it with around about 5%. So I was just very, very cautious, short shifting constantly. I know my time's basically way off at this point, but I'm kind of doing it for survival. As you can see in the bottom left, the time's pretty much decent. We're going to be in the 24 minutes. If you do perfect this strategy after you've got it down a few times, trust me, you will be in the 23 minutes. It is 100% possible. That's how overpowered this car really is. As we cross the finish line in first place with no fuel because the engine cut out right at the end. So yeah, that is going to be the end of the run. As you can see, overall, even on a bad run like this, I did it in 24 minutes, 39 seconds, 0.289, with a fastest lap of 136.088. So yeah, consistency is key with this car. If you keep short shifting using this strategy, you can get in them 23 minutes, trust me. Over the whole race, we got 727,500. And yeah, not too really, you know, not too bad. I mean, 23 minutes for one of the easiest races there is once you've learned it is definitely a damn good payout. So there, I have finally gone back and kind of covered the strategy again with a much more powerful strategy that allows you to get into the 23-minute window with a bit of practice. As you know, as I said, I'm going to keep going back and kind of perfecting my runs. You know, hopefully this is the end of the Toyota Hypercar comments. That's the fastest. You know, the whole point of that series is not necessarily the fastest is what you guys recommend. And if it's quick enough, I will make guides on it. This is outright the fastest method at Sardinia. I 100% recommend you getting on top of this and, you know, using this car, because you never know if that PP tuning thing gets patched again, then the car may be like offset by a bit and, you know, ineligible. So that is going to be the video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you all in the next one. Take care, guys. Peace.